I think I confused love with attachment. For a long time I believed that if I want to be with someone, it means I love her. But when she left, I realized what scared me was not actually losing her. It was the fear of being alone. Hey, I want to share my story with you and some reflections. Maybe this will resonate with you, but honestly, I think many people will relate if they are truly honest with themselves. So last year my serious relationship ended. It ended just as suddenly and quickly as it had started. We moved in together very fast. In the first week she said she does not know how to just date. And I was like, okay, let's do it seriously. In my head it was simple. If it works, great. If not, we will break up. Easy. But it wasn't easy, because by the second month of living together we started arguing. Not because we were toxic or something else, but because we merged. We did not have our own bright, separate lives. There was only us. And when us becomes the center of your life, expectations appear. And when expectations aren't met, disappointment shows up. I even proposed. No plan, no ring, just an emotional high. Plus, the war in my country, Ukraine. When the world feels unstable, you want some kind of certainty. But after that, things became heavier, and one day she left. It was alcohol, like a trigger. She did not come home. I waited for a week, and honestly, that week felt endless. I wanted to text, call, push, but I didn't. I kept telling myself, if she is my person, she will stay. If she leaves, she is not mine. It helped a little, but the fear was still there. When she came to say that it's over, I felt like my world collapsed. And strangely, after that, I felt lighter. Probably because at least there was clarity. The first 3 weeks were very painful, and then something shifted. I realized that I was not missing only her. I was touching something older. Old trauma, old fear, something I had never processed. There was violence in my life more than once. And I never truly worked through it. So being alone always carried background anxiety. And relationships felt like painkillers. Warmth next to you, distraction, relief. And when she left, the painkiller disappeared. But the wound stayed. And that's when I understood. Maybe I wasn't addicted to her. Maybe I was addicted to not feeling alone. The next months I consciously chose not to meet other girls until I felt I had truly let my ex go. And I made a decision that next time I would live in the present without creating expectations about the future. A few months later, I met another girl. We had very strong chemistry. And this time I told myself, live in the moment. No expectations. And first time it worked. When I suddenly quit my job and anxiety hit, I didn't collapse. I took action. Called people, went to interviews, shot a challenge video I had been afraid to do before. But then, slowly, I made her the center again. First, I knew she would leave the country for 3 months soon, so I wanted to enjoy our time as much as possible. And the second reason that increased my attachment, the novel. I started writing a novel, partly inspired by us. In my head, it became a trilogy. Part 1, our connection, Part 2, distance and transformation, and Part 3, reunion. Beautiful story, but life does not follow your script. When she moved abroad, my anxious attachment got stronger. Distance exposed everything. She did not want the pressure, and I understood her. She ended it. I hope that after some time we will reconnect. We called once, it felt warm. The second call, she was clear. She reminded me that her decision hadn't changed. And this time I had to truly let her go. It's her first day, but differently, because now I clearly saw the pattern. When I don't have something that truly excites me, I turn a woman into my project, my goal, my source of dopamine, and that's dangerous. So this time I decided to take a more conscious pause for 3 months, alone. No dates, no chasing, 3 months focused on myself. Actually, even before she ended things, I had planned to do 3 months of no fap. I saw a kind of helpful meaning in it. That the last sex would be with her and I would wait for her return, while focusing on my goals. Now that I know there won't be a continuation, but I still decided to stay on NoFap. Half the time has already passed, and that does not cancel my real intention to become stronger during these 3 months, to build inner stability. For me, it's not about NoFap or avoiding sex. It's about avoiding dating in general, not using that source for emotional hikes. Not because I'm broken, but because I want to learn how to be alone, to feel safe on my own. I want a life so full that when I choose a woman, it's a choice, not the only bright scene in my day. And one more thing, let me speak to you, bro. When a woman lives by her own decision, it's actually a gift. You don't have to doubt yourself later. You don't live. She did it. You can thank her for experience and move forward. And it's funny, but 4 months later, my ex-bride reached out again. But at the point I was already in a different state. And that's the point. If you grow, what once felt necessary might simply stop fitting your life. I'm not perfect. I still catch my anxiety. But now I see it. And awareness changes in everything. Maybe real life starts when you are not afraid to be alone with yourself. That's what I'm learning now. Slowly, honestly, and that's where I am right now. If this resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and walk this path with me. Thank you.